So everyone dreams to make money while they sleep. But what so many people don't tell you is that passive income is not that passive. And if you're relying on shortcuts to get you there and you're trying to get into this realm of passive income reality without working through the process, you're going to set yourself up for failure. So in this video, I want to dive in to help you understand exactly what you need to know about chasing passive income before you start chasing it and find out that there are a lot of booby traps along the way. My name is Jason Ellinger. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I talk about business, development, leadership, and subjects just like this every week, helping people move their lives forwards and upwards. So like and subscribe and share this content with a friend if you find this content valuable or helpful. So this is a thing that so many people kind of get wrong. Passive income requires a lot of initial effort, like massive amounts of initial effort. If you're going to create any kind of passive income, you're going to have to spend years, not months, creating that thing. So most people underestimate how much learning, how much failure, and how many challenges that they will have to go through in order to create a scenario that creates a passive income outcome. And because there's so much information on TikTok today about how to create passive income using all of these techniques that guarantee your success in months and 3 months and 90 days and 2 years and 18 months, you'll have this incredible passive income. You have to understand that there is a massive amount of upfront effort that you're going to have to invest if you're going to create any type of passive income. This is something that I think so many people get wrong. I want to be somehow in our culture we've spread this idea that you can get something without giving anything. And honestly, I don't think you should. So there is a massive grind phase when you work harder than you would ever work in a normal job, and you have to create something valuable to other people, so helping people. Then you if you quit too early in that process of grinding and you progress too slow, you get discouraged and you don't realize that that discouragement is condemning that income producing thing to failure. You will never truly reach the passive stage if you stop at this stage. But here's something that's even more important. I hope to really help somebody with this. If the only reason you're doing the passive income thing is for the money and you're not actually truly serving or helping anybody in the world with that thing that passive income is supposed to be doing to create you passive income, your well of passive income will eventually dry up. If you don't maintain this and work on it, it's going to dry up. There's no way that a passive income scheme is going to just continue along the same trajectory, up and up and up over time, or just maintain the same amount over time if it doesn't truly serve and benefit the world better. That's something so important for people to know when they're working to creating passive income. You can't create passive income if you're not benefiting others. And when you're benefiting others, it means that you're probably going to have to maintain that benefit so it's actually relevant to the new age, to the new time period, to the new era, because everything over time becomes obsolete. Just take a piece of technology. In 6 months, that technology is going obsolete already. I mean, a computer that you have from 4 years ago, it's pretty much a boat anchor. You can't do anything with it because it's obsolete. And so will your passive income streams be if you don't maintain it. So in reality, passive income starts to become very non-passive as you really start to think about it. So there are some critical skills that you need for generating passive income. Okay. So you need to learn skills like marketing. You need to learn time management. You need to learn financial literacy in order to build and sustain passive income. I hear so many business owners, they're making silly deals because they don't know the calculations. And you're like, man, you're not making money. But they're doing the deals anyways, thinking they're making money. And they're not. They're simply not making money. And so many people who think they're working towards passive income, they don't even get there because they don't have the financial literacy to understand. And then 2-3 years later, they're like, man, where's all the money? How come I'm not making any money? I have all this passive income. No, you don't have passive income. You thought you had passive income, but actually you're operating at a deficit. So it's very important to understand that there's a lot of skills that you are going to build along the way to creating this type of passive income. And as you develop those, you're going to have to learn the strong personal discipline to day after day after day implement the things that are required to make sure that those skills that you have learned are applied to creating this passive income and that they affect the whole outcome positively and productively. Without the skills, you won't be able to stay in the race. And without the discipline to apply the skills over time, your passive income effort is going to be in vain. So don't waste your effort. So here's a really important principle. Here's a really important part of the puzzle. Once you've learned and developed all of these skills, you will likely start to see that you're not really after passive income. You would rather just do something that matters. Do something that creates a result that matters for those people and for you, and it helps them. And when you do that, you don't constantly go around looking for passive income because you value what you do. You value the impact you're making through the work you're doing. One of the things that starts to come out as you work to create this passive income that you realize, wait a minute, this outcome matters to me and it helps these people. And if I could do more of that, then that would be ultimately what I would like to spend my life doing. And that's what I think when people are pursuing this passive income status and they actually find the outcomes that matter, and if they really dig into this area, they create a business that will stand the test of time and prosper for many, many generations. But if you're only in it for the money because you think that all is vain and there's no reason to pursue anything, well, it's going to dry up over time, and your passive income scheme is going to give you trouble and require a lot more maintenance than you think. And that leads me to the maintenance part. Like, if you're not constantly following up with your investments, or you're not working on your business, or you're not dealing with the estate issues or property improvements that you have for your real estate, it's going to degrade. Everything left to itself dilapidates. It leads to chaos. That's just a principle and that we live with. It doesn't get better, it gets worse if you do nothing with it. So part of your life investment process is going to be investing in this thing that you thought was initially passive, not creating a very passive income. But the whole point, and I think one of the points that I try to share with business leaders, business owners, is we start with vision first. We start with what outcome matters to us that we can help people have in their lives. What can we do that you are uniquely talented and skilled to do, that when you create the income around this, it's almost like, man, I would do this for free if I would do this in my spare time if I could just create this outcome. And I was like, great. Now we have something that you're willing to sacrifice and do the required sacrifices for, so that you can prosper something over time. And in that sense, you feel like you created a passive income because you're doing something that matters. But too many people are working in a job that doesn't matter, that has no further vision or future, and the outcome to them that doesn't mean anything to them. The outcome that they produce from the work that they do doesn't mean anything to them. So I know passive income is the tagline of this video, but honestly, I don't really believe that anybody should be pursuing passive income for passive income's sake. The world thanks you for applying yourself in dollars. I mean, it says you helped us and here is money because we are saying thank you. This is actually the belief that the Jews hold from the book Thou Shalt Prosper, Rabbi Daniel Lapin. He says, when you help the world, it responds in like manner by saying thank you in the form of dollars. Saying, look, you applied your services, you applied the thing that you're good at, you made life better for us or for this group of people or for our family, and here's money that demonstrates to you our thanks. And that's the way you need to look at this, because when you truly work in something that matters to you, that really creates an outcome that deeply manifests your purpose, it feels like passive income. Not all the time, not every single day, but for a large majority of the time, the work you do feels like passive income because you would do it anyways, even if nobody paid you for it. It's just great that somebody pays you to do this thing that creates an outcome that matters to you. And I think that's where people need to start with first. Find the outcome that matters. Do you help grow businesses? Do you counsel marriages to make stronger, longer lasting marriages? Do you help people get fit? And do you want to be a personal trainer because you create longevity and vitality in people's lives? Or do you help people grow their businesses and create more financial opportunities for themselves and for their homes? Like, what is the outcome that truly matters to you? And then build your passive income work around that. And over time, you'll become so good at it because you are good at it, because you're passionate about it, and you are willing to go through the sacrifices necessary to get good at it, even if at first you suck, but you're willing to go through the sacrifices because you value the reason behind it and the results that it creates, that you're willing to do this, to sacrifice what it takes to get there. And so it's not, so we're not pursuing passive income, we're actually pursuing work with purpose. So the value of passive income, everybody sells by saying you can buy your life back. You can invest this amount of time in this thing and then buy your life back by creating this passive income. But I think that's a false idea, to never work again, because we were created for work. Like, I believe that every human was created to do something awesome, to work and to create and to manifest their full potential through the stuff they do. Kind of sounds like through the work they do, right? And work is not always fun. It's not always fun in every area. It can't be. The very nature of it makes it to where it's not the case. You will be challenged. You will have to overcome things. Some people say, find your passion and just work on that and you'll be happy all the days of your life. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying find an outcome that matters, that you're willing to go through the struggles and do the things that you don't like so that you can create that outcome. Kind of listen to that again. It's not like find your passion and you'll be happy all the days of your life as you work. That's not what, no. Find an outcome that matters to you so that you're willing to do the sucky part of the work to create that reality. Because like 60-70% of the time, if you enjoy the thing you're doing and you're like kind of excited about it, that's great. Because 30-40% of the time, it's gonna suck. And you have to be able to find something that matters to you enough to do what you don't like to do in order to create that outcome. And that is different than just saying, well, I found my passion in life and I'm doing it. Because too many people say that they have to find their passion before that they can actually fully be involved in the work. And that's a wrong way of looking at work and passive income. If you are creating an outcome that matters, you're willing to do the sacrifice of the things that you don't like to do or that are hard for you to create that outcome. And that sounds a little bit like work, doesn't it? It doesn't sound like this magical passive income skill. So what you and I want to do ultimately is to actually matter. Like, that the work we does matters, that it makes a difference in somebody's lives. It creates an outcome in somebody's life and helps some group of people in some special way to prosper in some area of their life or in some area of their business or maybe their physical health or their home routines. And if you can get paid for that, that's almost like, that is essentially like creating passive income. You've essentially bought your freedom because now you get to work on the outcome that you're passionate about, doing a lot of things that you like and you're really good at, and sometimes things that are hard and painful and that are not pleasant whatsoever, to create the outcome where people say thank you with dollars, with presidents' faces on them, dollars, saying thank you for the service you provided. But it's not just finding your passion and only doing the thing you're passionate about. It's finding an outcome that you can create for some people in the world and then serving them in the facilitation of that outcome. And then because of that, they pay you. And that, if you can get in that place, it feels like you've created a passive income. So I think ultimately the pursuit of passive income is a vain pursuit unless you're pursuing it with the deep intrinsic meaning of service to humanity. Like, okay, now I've created this system. How can I duplicate this system? How can I get other people involved with me in this system and march forward in this journey creating this incredible outcome. And by the way, I'll attract the right people to me because they're also excited about the outcome that we create. And then you march forward in this vision together. And then sooner or later you realize, wait a minute, I actually have a small business, or I've got 5 or 6 team members working with me, and then I got 20 team members working with me because we're actually doing something that matters, and I care deeply, and I'm care deeply enough to do the stuff that sucks in order to create that outcome, and people pay me for that. That's pretty amazing. And so that's what I want more than anything else for people in the world. It's like, find the outcomes that matter to you so that you can help people get those, and that will give you the tenacity you need to work through those times when things suck, and even come back to those, and even have to repeat some of those activities again and again and again, because the outcome is far more valuable to you than the challenge of the process. All right, so in this sense, passive income is real, but it's earned through a lot of hard work. It's learned through discipline. It's learned through actually having going through the introspective process of really looking at what matters to you in the world, and what impact you can make. So don't fall for shortcuts. Don't fall for the TikTok post on creating passive income from flipping real estate or whatever, just to create a buck. Build your skills, find the thing that matters to you, and stay focused on the long term so that you're willing to do what's necessary to create that outcome. Because once you can create outcomes that truly matter, then it really does feel like you've created passive income.